to help directly. The gentle happiness that arises from our wish to help will still bring relief to others. Be happy helping, and be content knowing that sometimes all we can do is to wish for others to be happy as well. Finally, the Buddha spoke of appreciation or gratitude. Unfortunately, so often today, we forget about feeling grateful. When things go our way and we receive what we desire, we congratulate ourselves and all too easily slip into arrogance. We forget about all those who helped us to get where we are and to enjoy what we have. Alternatively, when we do not receive what we desire, we blame others. We forget that what we receive in life is due to our own causes and conditions, our own merits or lack of merits. But arrogance and blaming others are both afflictions and thus obstacles to our progress on the path to awakening. If instead we can feel gratitude for all the help that we have received from others, we will in turn become naturally inclined to want to share what we have with others. To do this, we dedicate our merits, the goodness we have created every day, to 4 benefactors. In our dedication of merit, we begin. May the merits and virtues accrued from this work adorn the Buddha's Pure Land and repay the 4 kindnesses above. These 4 are the 3 jewels, our parents, our teachers, and all beings. The 3 jewels are the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. They are called jewels because they are of immeasurable value. All Buddhas strive to teach us universal truths that will enable us to awaken so we may escape suffering and attain lasting liberation and happiness, and also uncover the true nature within each of us. Their determination to help us, as well as their patience in teaching us, is infinite. While our love for others is transitory, the Buddha's love for all beings is endless. Our love is conditional and discriminatory. But the Buddha's love is impartial and held equally for all beings. Buddhas help us by teaching us causality, impermanence, non-self, the interconnectedness of everything that exists. They teach us the universal, eternal laws of the universe, the Dharma. When we truly comprehend these teachings, We will then be able to eliminate our mistaken views and instead have right views and correct understanding. When we do not have such understanding, we will continue to wander aimlessly through countless lifetimes immersed in our own ignorance. We improve our understanding and practice the teachings within the Sangha. With the support of good friends on the path, we strive to attain purity of mind and to live lives of harmony. The pure mind is the mind without wandering thoughts and discriminations. It has no worries, attachments, craving, or aversions. To live lives of harmony is to be gentle and caring in our thoughts and behavior. We express our gratitude to the three jewels by endeavoring to practice as the Buddhas have taught us. How? By being content with the circumstances in which we find ourselves, by listening to what the other person is saying instead of being preoccupied with our own self-interest, by deeply empathizing with the pain and suffering and disappointment in the lives of those we encounter, by awakening to correct views and understanding, attaining purity of mind, and living in harmony with all beings. In this way, we will begin to repay our immense debt to the three jewels. Second, we should be grateful to our parents. Many of us are, or have been, fortunate enough to have loving parents who tried their very best for us. Others, unfortunately, have or have had parents who were less than ideal, or perhaps even abusive. As Buddhists, we believe that we choose our parents because of a karmic connection. After our last death and before our next birth, we are plunged into darkness and raw emotions. In that overwhelming confusion, we are drawn to our parents as if they were a tiny beacon of light piercing the darkness. There are 4 reasons we are born to our parents: to repay a kindness, to have kindness repaid, to repay a debt, or to extract repayment of a debt. The child who is well behaved when young, and thoughtful and loving when grown, and who affectionately tends to the parents' needs and wishes, is repaying past kindness. The parent who tenderly cares for the infant, who does everything he or she can to provide for the growing child's physical and emotional needs, is repaying kindness to the child. The unselfish care of both the attentive child and the caring parents in these two examples is naturally and freely given. The attention and nurturing continue as long as the kindness from an earlier lifetime is yet to be repaid, the thoughtfulness yet to be returned. On the other hand, the child who owes a debt to the parent may well spend a lifetime trying to please or provide for the parent. Although the child's efforts may be ignored or even derided, the child will continue to repay the debt that he or she owes from an earlier lifetime. The debt may be financial, physical effort, or it may take other forms. The child who comes to exact repayment of a debt may cause the parent endless worry and pain by being disobedient, demanding, or unmoved by the parent's needs. They may frequently fall ill or have an ongoing medical condition and need much attention and care from the parent. Regardless of the reason we are born to our parents, and regardless of their treatment of us, we still owe our parents an immense debt of gratitude. Even if our parents did nothing else for us, and very few fall into this category, at the very least, they provided us with a physical opportunity to be born. For 9 months, our mothers carried and nurtured us until we reached the time of birth. Then they underwent many hours of pain to bring us safely into this world. For many of us, our parents looked after us for years, sacrificing their personal comfort so we might have better lives than they did. But even if all our parents did was to give us our body and thus our life, we still cannot repay our debt of gratitude to them. Without them, we would not be here tonight, striving to learn how to be more compassionate, altruistic beings. So whatever the reason we were born to our parents, whatever the circumstances we grew up in, however we feel about our parents, our debt to them is immeasurable. But our debt too, and appreciation of how much our parents have done for us, do not end there. In the Brahmanet Sutra, the Buddha said we should always bear in mind that throughout all time, all male beings have been my father. All female beings have been my mother. Ideally, we are to regard all beings in the same respectful manner in which we regard our current parents. If our parents of this lifetime are no longer alive, we can still try to repay our debt to them by respectfully regarding others as our parents and caring for them as if they were our current parents. How? Act toward your parents as if every day is Mother's Day or Father's Day. Help all beings to feel cherished and safe in your presence. Say thank you at every opportunity. If we are deeply appreciative to our parents for this opportunity to learn and grow, deeply appreciative to every parent of every lifetime who has wanted the very best for us, we will be able to feel gratitude to all beings. Third, we should be grateful to our teachers, those who have gone before us on the path to awakening. Until we reach a higher level of awakening, we will continue to act out of ignorance and delusion, mistaking right for wrong and wrong for right. If we are fortunate enough to have good teachers, he or she will guide us along the path. A good teacher will understand who we are and what we are capable of. This will enable our teachers to wisely guide us. Like the Buddhas, they will not give up on us when we fail to do all we should. But to find our good teacher, we need the right conditions. If the conditions have not yet matured, we may drive up and down every street in the town where we have heard a certain teacher lives, but drive past the one street where that teacher is. On the other hand, when conditions are right, we will naturally meet our teacher. A few years ago, when I was in Lawrence, Kansas, in the United States, a man who was returning some books to the library saw the poster for my talk. Amazed, he went up to one of the organizers and said that he had wanted to take the 3 refuges, but he did not know any monastics. After the talk, at his request, I served as the witness in his ceremony of taking the 3 refuges. He was very moved and deeply grateful. His conditions to follow the Buddhist path had matured. He had never expected to walk into the public library and find a Buddhist nun. In the same manner, when our conditions are right, we will encounter our teacher. If we have not yet found our teacher, we need to plant the causes to do so. Helping and caring for others, studying and practicing our chosen Buddhist method, and having the wish to benefit all beings will all help to plant good seeds, which will mature into good conditions. We will instinctively know when we have found our teacher. This realization will occur in our prajna wisdom, our intuitive wisdom that is already deep within us. If we are fortunate enough to find our teacher, we will be able to learn quickly from him or her. We will have confidence in and happily follow what he or she teaches. If we are not yet fortunate to have found our teacher, we can use the teachings in the sutras, the teachings of the Buddha, as our teacher. We respectfully call Sakyamuni Buddha our original teacher. Original means that within our current age, Sakyamuni Buddha is our historical Buddha. He is by no means the first and only Buddha, as there have been infinite Buddhas before him, and there will be infinite Buddhas in the future. The teachings in the sutras flowed from the true nature of Sakyamuni Buddha. This true nature is the same true nature of all Buddhas, of all beings. Such teachings are eternal. By practicing what we are taught, we will show our gratitude to our teachers. How? Let go of greed and craving. We only need enough money to be safe and healthy and to meet our responsibilities. Let go of anger and frustration. We do not have to act out of our negative habits by shouting at our children or the person who is not doing as we wish. Let go of ignorance and delusion. Remember that the person next to you only wants what you want: to be happy and free of worry. We do not need influence or wealth to be better people. We need goodwill, compassion, equanimity, and gratitude. Fourth, we should have appreciation for and be grateful to all beings. Everyone and everything is interconnected. Nothing exists on its own. As children, our family supported us, and our friends looked after us. As we grew up, we went to schools built by the communities we lived in. Then, as now, our country protected us through the armed forces and state and local police. Living in a country with the freedom to choose our faith tradition, our standard for ethical living, we are able to not merely survive, but to grow spiritually and emotionally. This building that we are in came about through the hard work of many people. Each of us has been able to contribute to our meeting tonight and learning from one another today, because we are supported by others, perhaps financially, perhaps emotionally. These people in turn were supported through the efforts of countless other people. We in turn support those we know and care for. The food that sustains us all was produced and transported by many other people. The cars we drive, the roads we drove on to get here, were made by many other people. This interconnectivity goes on and on and on. Understanding that we cannot live solely on our own, that no man is an island. We will begin to develop a sense of gratitude to all the infinite beings who have helped us to live better, more comfortable lives, more meaningful lives. But what of those who have harmed us? How can we feel grateful to them? Ideally, we should be grateful to those who have harmed us too, not just those we like and who directly or indirectly care for us. We reap what we sow. Our lives today are what we made them through our past karmas of thoughts, words, and actions. There is no one else to blame when we experience unpleasant circumstances. Those who have harmed us are simply bringing us the consequences of our own past karmas. We can do as we have so often done, complain and become angry. Or we can instead choose to understand what is happening and accept that we have a karmic debt to repay. Gradually, we will be able to feel grateful even to those who harm us. Those who harm us provide us with an opportunity to repay a debt that we incurred. If we can have appreciation and gratitude for the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, for our parents, for our teachers, and for all beings, we will be grateful for everything that happens to us, good or bad. Increasing goodness and repaying the harm that we have done will assure us of having happier lives in the future. With goodwill, compassion, equanimity, and gratitude, we will pervade the universe with goodness, abundant, expansive, immeasurable, free from ill will, free from hostility. Our minds will remain calm. Our hearts will be content. We will be at great ease with all that we encounter. Looking inward, we will touch our Buddha nature. And finally, we will dwell in peace. Amitabha. Please repeat the dedication of merit after me. May the merits and virtues accrued from this work adorn the Buddha's pure land, repay the four kindnesses above, and relieve the sufferings of those in the three realms below. May all those who see or hear of this bring forth the heart of compassion and understanding. And at the end of this life, be born together in the land of ultimate bliss.